Hello there, rail fanners. Tuber Concept here, and we're here at the road scale Hilldale Railway. As you can see, that I'm going to be driving some trains today, so we're at the cafeteria, and sometimes we just got a whole lot of good stuff right here, and we're here at UK, and pretty much we're going to be reading around the board today. So if we're going to be some freight yard or just going to do a freight work or a passenger work, we're going to read along with this, and everyone will be impossible to do so. So if we're going to be finding some other things like some sort like that to operate the trains, you use the DCC controller. If you look on the back of the controller when equipped with, will show you the controllers of the operating whistle etc. If you press donate, you can donate funds to the development of this game. You can either donate 10, 20 or 50 Robux. There are also game passes available. This includes the DCC programmer, the DCC consist, editor, and even in the game admin. No friends that can actually join in this game, so absolutely we're going for a not just a rail trip, so we're going for a Hilldale. So if I have to press donate, so even we got the run tool, the whistle, green flag, or even the rail flag as well, and we got the controller assist as well. So if I have to press green at the donate button, it requires for a donation for some other reason. So we're at this house, so even it trying to go across around the seas, maybe I'm going to be teleporting with something with this. And we're going to be starting with Hilldale. And we got some British steam locomotives all around there, except for this cargo yard. And we're going to be starting off with some weirdo and punishments. This guy, and even there's no troublesome trucks. Even there must be the brake fans, and even we're gonna be doing to try everything that I'm not going to be doing so whatsoever, so I'm not going to do at once. So if we're gonna move into Midview as well, and their Midview must be the dark jungle, and I'm going to be closing right there, so I'm not going to be working with some other freight cars or even passenger cars. And looks like we have been aware that there is a situation, but I guess must be nothing but you ever do. So I'm going to be closing right there, and let's start with the streamline, the train number 4900. Let's scroll down, and it's pulling off until everything is on board. I switch the mode, and the train is absolutely stuck and accidentally put on reverse. And nothing that I can say. This is nothing that I just to be. We're starting inside the main station of Hilldale, and we're just going to be using the train number and such as this 47280 and the 92240. And we just can't actually going to couple all of these trains, expective that the track switchers are not working in time. And I'm just going to be changing my mind and not think that I'm going to be doing, so everything should not going to be on the line, so I'm going to pursue everything. So it's time for the tour prep. Starting off within the train station as the main one, let's push it up and move on towards to the another station, escaping almost out of the side town of the Hilldale. And looks like we're moving inside of the tunnel, and it will take a very long time and a little bit much for a less time the train will be arrived at this way, and because of the train crossings don't have. And there must be the freight yard and the Hillsdale, that kind of station, which should be arrived at this moment. And make sure that I won't able to do something about this. And we move on to the big docks of Hilldale, which means I can't do that. And maybe before I just got a turnaround loop, and we just looping around for, I really don't know what it is, across the UK railway bridge and head on to the sandy shores. which I remembered that I can play this game since last year. That I really try to play this game. Even the guys are trying to shoot at me, so even I just trying to get my previous video back. And even though in my previous video, so I just made a good job and I didn't find any of these. We got a one steam locomotive and we should be heading out, and let's choose the train number as such as this, the 2021. The train number 2021 will be fine as well. I won't be able to get so much intensely. And we just got all the passengers on board and let's get to work, and everything just got on tour and the train is moving on and it won't able to do so. And there is one big problem. There was a track switchers right overhead and the train is almost absolutely stuck right there, so even let's continue off with these rails and let's hit to 100% per throttle and remade for a high speeds, and the train is slowly accelerating with these, and the train is going to be much more intense for a full throttle, and it's almost even faster than myself. And there is the train yard, and there must be the freight yard for Americans. And maybe I should going to be slow this train down, and before I'm going to be do that and make sure the train will be arrived at the station in Sandy Shores. Enough doing that about this strategy. So let's move on to our next section as well. After we across for this American railway, or it's just kind of British railways, and this is actually British railways. I'm not going to be following like that. And let's move on to the Midview as well. So I cannot drive any trains that I able to get want. And if I wanted to drive some trains or some sort like something like a driving like a trains, and I can't even do that. So we're about to move on to the Midview, and looks like the train won't be able to reverse. And I'm not going to be drinking a lot of water, but sometimes we got just a few kinds of pretty steps for a little bit time. We're at Midview right now, so we got less of these freight, and sometimes we're going to be driving with these trains and across the jungle inside Midview, and there must be I really know it is, as the UK, the metro subway trains going to be around everywhere as on its path. And we're not going to be trying some anyways. And anyways, we're going to be driving some metro trains and doing some freight work. Not just freight work, just a passenger work. And we can't do this by its own ways. By using the train number 8000 that I guess. And pretty sure we're about to move out. And everything looks so really quiet as Dieselton. As we're moving slow. As we're moving to almost 30% per throttle, and let's head out for this all freight work by itself. It will be taking for a too long time, but I really heard that train that already derailed, so let's get to reverse at this moment. And unfortunately this train got derailed so much, and this is what happens. And if you're across this bridge, and it's pretty much that he's not allowed to try to get across the bridge, and it will not take a long time, but even it's actually derailing so much, and oh gosh, oh dear, the train just got derailed for something, and I just need to slow this train down, and let's quickly stop, and that must be the emergency brake. So well, I'm using the train number 331101. Now this will be taking for a much more time that I'm going to be using this train. And in fact, it's like a BNR. And it looks like nothing to worry about this. And this will be taking for a long few minutes to be arrived at this station. And not much, it will be more far than I thought. And I thought this is not going to be much more worth it as well. Unfortunately, trains cannot pass for the bridges, and even though this is not able to get worse, but that said, This is must be the biggest, trickiest problem that you ever seen. That is not particularly as well, so I'm going to be backing up with this train. And by the way, this bridge and all bridges by itself is not working because especially this is not able to do so as well. Even the BNR cannot pass through that bridge. Even the 331101 cannot able to pass through. So I'm just going to be clicking 0. If I'm going to be clicking 0, I'm just going to be returned back into the station right on time. Well, that's everything for the tour, and I just put the address to 0, and we're just completely using for the running tool for just time. So it is time to get back into the cafe, and let's back to go to teleportation back into cafe. So we're gonna be ending this video, so you can teleport whatever you want, and you can teleport to Sandy Shores, Hilldale, and Midview as well, but instead of cafe, and I'm going to be closer to the teleportation. So anyways, that's the end of this video, and have you enjoyed for this video, and the game link is in description below. So thank you for watching and for all your support, which will be Trevor Concept will be signing off, and I'll talk to you all later.